The S&P 500 just hit the 100th percentile. And the S&P at this level has historically marked a regime inflection. Something is breaking beneath the surface and the data confirms it. Right now, the S&P 500 is at 7,398.9, the 100th percentile for the past year. Historically, the S&P at this level has historically marked a regime inflection. Says, the data needs to confirm. The commodity analyst says, we are in a commodity supercycle driven by underinvestment and deglobalization. In the next few minutes, I will show you who the data says is right and what it means for your money this month. The scoreboard just changed. When a speaker moves on the scoreboard, it means the data changed, not the opinion. That distinction matters. The commodity analyst called it commodity supercycle. Oil at $95.4 confirms it. 139-day streak. Snyder just moved from early to right. Snyder called it dollar liquidity crisis. Yield curve at 0.48% confirms it. The volatility expert just moved from early to right. Score 1 for the volatility expert. Volatility expansion? VIX agrees at 17.1. McElroy might be right, but the data has not confirmed the thesis yet. 138-day streak. Hartman is waiting on confirmation. The narrative holds, but the data has not validated it yet. 132-day streak. Too early to call the dollar analyst right or wrong. The thesis is building, but not confirmed. 4 days running. Gammon just moved from right to wrong. Bad stretch for Gammon, for now. Investment grade spread at 79 basis points says the opposite of credit will blow out. Score today, 3 right, 3 early, 1 wrong. When a speaker moves on the scoreboard, it means the data changed, not the opinion. That distinction matters. Today's big question, are commodities in a supercycle, or is this the top? On one side, says the data needs to confirm. That is the setup. Everyone hears it on the podcast, it sounds convincing. On the other side, the commodity analyst says, we are in a commodity supercycle driven by underinvestment and deglobalization. Two smart people, opposite conclusions. So who is right? Here's what the data says. Oil at $95.4, 90th percentile, up 0.6% today. Gold at $4,720, 79th percentile, up 0.4% today. Copper at $6.25, 99th percentile, up 2% today. Bottom line. Right now, the commodity analyst has the better case. Copper at $6.25, 99th percentile, says the data is moving their direction. If oil drops below $80, the supercycle call is in trouble. Right now, it is at $95.4. If copper breaks to new highs while oil falls, it is demand rotation, not a supercycle. Oil at $95.4 is in the 90th percentile, reversal territory. If it drops below the 75th, the thesis weakens fast. Gold at $4,720 will track it daily on the scoreboard. Phase 1 is the good times, but good times do not last forever. Here's how close we are to the edge. We are 71 basis points away from Phase 2, the phase where credit breaks and volatility spikes. There is no acceleration in credit stress yet, but we are watching the pace, not just the level. The trigger, investment grade spread crossing 150 basis points, currently at 79 basis points. Pace is flat or improving, no urgency right now. Phase 1 means risk on is working. Equities, commodities, and real estate all benefit from loose conditions. Enjoy it while it lasts. For context, the last time credit stress built like this, credit spreads blew out and high-yield bonds saw drawdowns of 15%. The credit and rates layer has initial jobless claims, copper-gold ratio flashing red. Snyder says the euro-dollar system is tightening and nobody sees it. The data agrees with that assessment. Phase 1 holds with 71 basis points of buffer. Conditions favor risk, but do not get complacent. Wall Street trades the index. We trade the ground. Here's what the ZIP level data is screaming about today. New York, NY, payment burden is past the breaking point. New York, NY, median home about $751,000 on about $38,000 household income. Price-to-income ratio 19.6. When the math stops working, sellers find out before buyers do. San Diego, CA, payment burden is past the breaking point. Rancho Santa Fe, CA, median home about $4,657,000 on a about $238,000 household income. Price-to-income ratio 19.5. When the math stops working, sellers find out before buyers do. Saguache County, CO, Builders are pouring concrete where nobody can afford to buy. Saguache County, CO permitted 104 units this year, up 104% year over year. Affordability score in 81,155, 26,100. Supply chasing demand that doesn't exist at these prices. These are not hand-picked metros. They are the loudest signals in the housing data right now, chosen by the numbers, not the narrative. Today's debate asked, are commodities in a supercycle, or is this the top? Let me show you what happened the last time we were here. Copper at $6.25 is in the 99th percentile. That means it is higher than 99 out of 100 days in the past year. In 2022, copper dropped 35% on China lockdowns and global recession fears. In 2020, copper crashed in March, then doubled over the next year on stimulus demand. In 2011, copper peaked above 4.60, then gave back 30% as China growth slowed. Different environments, different catalysts, but every time, the resolution came fast. The pattern is not the level, it is the speed of the move once it starts. Meanwhile, oil at $95.4 is in the 90th percentile. The last time both copper and oil were at these levels simultaneously, the resolution came within weeks. That is why the scoreboard matters. It tells you which speakers saw it coming and which ones missed it. If history rhymes, the commodity analyst is on the right side of this trade. The data is not ambiguous. Here is what the data says to do right now. Do not chase the S&P 500 here. The 100th percentile is reversal territory, not an entry point. Avoid Phoenix at 41% payment burden. That is stretch territory. Phase 1 holds. No alarms. But the runway, at 71 basis points, is shorter than last month. Every signal is live at analyze.builderslens.com. The talking heads give you opinions. We give you the numbers. We give you the numbers. Subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow morning with a fresh scoreboard.